Welcome bundles of joy to my channel. This is Inex Joy, and today we're going to be doing a pick a card reading, asking the question, what am I letting go of? So we have 4 piles for you to choose today. We have pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. As always, timestamps will be listed down below. And I'll see you at your pile. Hi, my pile ones. If you've chosen this card, then this is your pile. We're gonna flip this over to see what the energies are like present, and then we're gonna get into the question of what am I letting go of. So you have the card Serpentine. Right now, the present energy is like a deep exfoliation treatment for the spiritual self. So you're going through quite the metamorphosis, my dear pile ones, where you are, wow, this crystal is really resonant with what the theme of this whole pick a card is, which is what am I letting go of? Because this certain crystal, the serpentine crystal, is letting go of tired beliefs and get stuck energy unstuck. So you're kind of ripping off any band-aids and regrouping anything that's really like that you kind of put there as anything that you've put a kind of like a band-aid over. And what do I mean by that? I mean like something that was very temporary for healing, something that was very temporary for getting through something that was just there to kind of provide you relief and provide you a sense of protection for the time being as you heal. Ooh, so this might be something like, we're gonna get into it, but it feels kind of like there might be relationships in your life, habits in your life, hobbies even in your life that you're letting go of, things that you were temporarily doing to soothe yourself. And I'm seeing someone doom scrolling, so you might have been in a stage of like survival where you had to be in that fight, flight, freeze, or fawn mode, where you had to just kind of soothe yourself by distracting yourself. But right now it feels like you're in need of a fresh new start. And so what you're letting go of is kind of like going to a sauna. What you're letting go of is the things that needs to be cleared out and sweat out through your body. And sometimes, depending on how you like saunas, it can be either very relaxing, very pleasant if you like the heat like me, and you might find it very enjoyable to like be able to sweat out all the toxins from your body. But if you don't like saunas, you might find it a little bit more uncomfortable. You might find it a little bit more irritating. You might find it a little bit hard. So take what resonates, obviously, as always. I know my collective is super drawn in and uses their intuition super well, so I don't even need to say that. But as always, take what resonates and leave the rest. So yeah, right now your current present energies is that you are in the middle of really needing this fresh new start, and then letting go of any of the unstuck beliefs, habits, hobbies, friendships that no longer are serving you. Okay, let's get a little deeper on what it is, and yeah, like what you're letting go of. Okay, so Divine Source, What are my pile ones letting go of? What are my pile ones letting go of? And I just want to take this time to say thank you so much for everybody who's been so kind and supportive of me and my videos. I so appreciate this community. It is everything I've hoped and dreamed of, and I'm just hoping to continue to be in a space where I can give back to a community that's supported me through my journey. So thank you so much for being here. So anyways, what am I letting go of? What am I letting go of? What is my pile ones? There you go. What are my pile ones letting go of? You have eclipse in Virgo. Choose duties and responsibilities carefully. Reorganization. Oh, okay. Wasn't expecting that, but you have Sun in Leo. A time of celebration and success. Ooh, you also have eclipse in Leo. Shine brightly like the star you are. Compassion. I'm gonna get one more. Just one more card for my pile ones in terms of what they're letting go of. What are my pile ones letting go of during this time? Okay, we're taking it. A change of heart, reevaluation, eclipse in Taurus. I love how there's 3 eclipse cards. So this eclipse season is quite prevalent in your life. Right now, this is a timeless reading, but I am using the energies present to kind of draw in for the collective. And right now, it's only a couple days away from the full moon eclipse in Libra. And so usually full moons are a culmination, are like a point in the moon's phase where you can kind of just reflect and look back on what you've cultivated over the last couple of weeks from the beginning of the moon cycles and the new moon, and like I said earlier, reflect and evaluate what's going right in your life and what's not. And so with you, what you're letting go of is, I'm hearing people-pleasing tendencies, and I've been getting this a lot in the collective readings, which I'm loving for us, because it really means that what you're letting go of is being able to choose others before your needs. So you're letting go of having to pander to others, serve others before your cup's even filled. So right now it feels like the present energies is that you have this change of heart. You're reevaluating and reassessing your relationships, and you're reassessing what kind of habits, what kind of responsibilities, what kind of day-to-day tasks, especially with Virgo, what kind of day-to-day tasks you're doing that serve other people and don't serve yourself. And you are kind of stepping into a time where you want to pour back into yourself, where you want to be in this spotlight and to be in this time of celebration and success, and to be able to shine brightly like the star you are. So right now, as you're clearing away a lot of this, and it's not like things that you fully don't need, it's just kind of like you're clearing house, you know? It's like you're looking at all the food in your pantry and seeing what's expired and what's okay to use and what you're actually gonna use. It's like you're going through your closet and picking out what fits, what doesn't, what you want to donate, what you want to give to your friends, what you want to keep. And you're really like reevaluating and reorganizing those things in your life. And those are just kind of, what's the word? They're just metaphors for what you're actually doing. So what you're actually doing right now is you're reevaluating either friendships, people that you might pour into too much. Like, you might be the friend who initiates most of the hangouts. You might be the friend who really is there for your other friends. You might be the friend who like really knows what it's like to be a good friend, who like calls them whenever they're sad, who gives them gifts whenever they need. You show affection in all the ways you love. You might spend time with them whenever you can or have the chance to, or you might be able to really be physically present, physically there for them, give them that attention that they need. But it feels like you're changing that so that you're reevaluating the fact that, hey, maybe it's their turn to initiate. Maybe it's their turn to be there for me. Maybe it's their turn for them to put in that work in this relationship because you've done so much. This can also be something like a hobby where it's like you've put in a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of passion and joy into this hobby of yours. Let's take gaming, for example. Maybe you love to play The Sims 4, like me. And you spend a lot of time creating your house and building your house to exactly where you like it. And you've built your characters, and you've been in the creative sim mode where you've really like taken the time to put in all the different outfits and different personality traits and aspirations and stuff like that. But now it feels like you don't want to do it anymore. And this happens with simmers all the time. It's like there's like this binge, this intense binge where all you can do is like play the game, and that's all you want to do for like a week straight. But then like afterwards you're just like, oh, okay, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. So it could be something like that with a hobby where it's just like, oh, I'm ready to like let it go and allow new things to come in. It could be a habit like doom scrolling. You might find that you're getting bored of the content you're seeing nowadays. You might find that it's like the people that you used to watch aren't resonating. Your creators aren't resonating as much, and you're just kind of in need of that like refresher, you know? And so what's coming for you is this time of celebration and success. It feels like when it comes to, we're going to use the same example. So when it comes to friendships, it feels like you're allowing yourself to kind of be in your Empress energy and really focus on you and nurturing yourself and seeing whether or not the friendships will stand the test of time by pulling back. So by pulling back, you're allowing yourself to see whether or not this person is going to put in the effort to continue the friendship. By pulling back, you're seeing whether or not they're actually a true friend that wants you in your life as much as you want them in your life, because you're not here to really pour into something that isn't giving you the same return, you know? And you know, people go through phases and times, but you know, having that other person show you the effort they're willing to put in will really cement the friendship, and giving that opportunity for them to initiate first will really help you see where the friendship level's at. And it doesn't mean you have to cut them off completely if you choose, or if you find that they're not pulling their weight. You might just lessen what that friendship is. Maybe you'll just pull back and make it more of an acquaintance, have like an arm's distance, so that you don't have to like be disappointed every time they cancel, or be disappointed every time that it feels like you're putting in effort that they're not really reciprocating. When it comes to hobbies and stuff, it feels like you're coming into a time where you are becoming more fruitful in the hobbies that you choose. So you'll choose something that makes you feel very much alive. Let's take that Sims example. If you feel like you need a refresher in that and you just kind of want to let go of that game entirely, you can totally do that. And you might pick up something different, like maybe like City Skylines or like Minecraft or any other like game that really suits your fancy. Or you might even not even go into gaming. Maybe you go into like gardening, or you go into like yoga, or you go into self discovery things like astrology or emotional processing like psychology. Or even you might take it further and go into more activism stance and go into things like sociology. It's really up to you and what you feel called to, but it feels like you're coming into a time where you are choosing hobbies and things that really resonate with you more. You're choosing ways to spend your time where you feel a lot more alive. So if you stick to The Sims, maybe you refresh your experience by trying a new career for your Sims or going into a new lot for your Sims. You're just kind of like jazzing it up, you know? You're having fun with it. You're really like coming into your own when it comes to your hobbies. And when it comes to habits, it feels like you're choosing habits that really help you evolve into who you are and make you feel a lot more at home in your body. So other than being in modes of fight, flight, freeze, or fawn, especially with the doom scrolling freezing so much, you might put the phone down and grab a book that was recommended to you on Book Talk or like by a friend or something, and you'll like really get into that book and really start diving into it. Or maybe you'll pick up something like crocheting, where you can have something that actively does something with your hands, so that you still feel that like motion of dopamine that rushes through your hands, but instead of watching a lot of content that you know you don't like, you end up making something super cute, like a plushie or a blanket or a scarf or something. Yeah. Okay. So, what are my pile ones letting go of? You have the 10 of Wands. Yeah. That definitely feels like you. You have Temperance. You have the 5 of Discs in the reverse. 2 more cards, please. You have the Queen of Cups. Oh, that's a lot. But okay, we'll take it. Sure, why not? You have the Queen of Wands in reverse. You have the Emperor. And then you also have the Fool. So let me move all of that for a second. Okay. So when it comes to what you're letting go of, it feels like you're really letting go of the stress and the anxiety and the hard work, like things that are really weighing you down, things that kind of like make you feel really exhausted, really down, really unmotivated. It feels like, especially with this 10 of Wands and the Temperance, because if you look at this Temperance card and like you might see that like the face of this angel is really not like, it's kind of content, but it's like the eyes are shut. It's not really like fully like present, you know? So what you're letting go of is having to carry so much weight on your back. It feels like you're kind of, other than being restrictive on the things that you love, because with this Temperance card, like in this mix of eclipse in Virgo and Sun in Leo, and all this jazz, it feels like you're allowing yourself to experience joy again. You're allowing yourself to have fun again. You're allowing yourself to be in a position where you have a love of life again, a joie de vivre. And it feels like you're really in this space where you are coming to the truth of what you find really nourishes your body, your mind, your soul. It feels like you're coming into this place of compassion for yourself and aligning to the things that really truly make you happy and feel like you're a kid again. That's how it feels. Things that emotionally make you feel like you have a home in your body. It feels like you're becoming very content with who you are and what you love, and you're not really caring what other people think. I'm seeing that reel of this 20 something year old girl who is at like a kid's store, and she finds these toy sets that she absolutely loves, and she goes out and buys it for herself. And she's like, I really don't care. This is for me. This is for my inner self. This is for my inner child, for all the times that I've wanted this to play with. And she really doesn't care like what other people think. And by doing that and posting that, she's allowed other people to really experience that joy of coming home, of being able to parent yourself and give yourself all the things that kid you would have loved. And it feels like you're not rushing things anymore. You're really taking your time. With this Queen of Wands in reverse, we love the Queen of Wands, but I think you're pulling back from that rushing energy, from that super fiery energy, from that needing to take care of others, especially. I know like the Queen of Cups usually connotes that, but in this tarot, the Queen of Wands is the one who's petting the cat, and the Queen of Cups feels like she's just sitting on her throne, taking care of her cup and taking care of her needs and her future, so, and her past. It feels like the Queen of Cups here is really taking the time to be with themselves. And it's not like you won't use energies of passion like the Queen of Wands exudes, but it's more of that you'll do it in a sense where you feel like a lot of the things that you've kept hidden, a lot of the things that you've kept inside will be able to come out. All the joys that you've repressed are the things that are wanting to come out at this time. And you're making the effort with this Emperor here and this Fool here. You're making the effort. You're putting in the discipline. You're putting in that work in order to have this new beginning. You're taking that reevaluation and reorganization, and you're really taking that time to understand who you are. That's the work I'm talking about. You're really making sure that you're taking care of yourself and your needs and reparenting yourself in a way where you feel so whole and so loved in your body. And it's just this huge new beginning for you, you know? The Fool is the number 0 in the tarot. It is the new beginning. It is stepping forward into the stage of taking that leap of faith and having that potential for new opportunities, for this whole new chapter. And that's what it feels like. It feels like what you're letting go of are the things that you don't find enjoyable anymore, the things that are too much stress, that are too hard work, the things that just don't light up your fire. And you're doing it in a way where you're setting up your day-to-day habits accordingly. So you're first reevaluating, oh, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. And then you're like, okay, so how can I structure my day so that I can make time for the things that I do like and let go and close the chapter of the things that I don't like, you know? And then when you have that time on a day-to-day basis, you continually, with this Emperor here, you continually work on it and you put in that effort and you allow yourself to feel the joy, to feel the success and compassion and celebrate that time for you. For example, let's say you want to finish a book and you want to have that whole book done and read by in a month or something like that. So you take 30 minutes out of your day every day when you're before bed or when you're on your commute or something, or if you're taking the TTC. Obviously, if you're driving, please don't do that. But I know you're smart enough not to, but yeah, if you're just taking that time, maybe even on your lunch break or something, and you're taking that 30 minutes and really making sure you're pouring that back into yourself, and you're really making sure that you have that time for yourself and you have that established routine for yourself so that you feel accomplished and you feel like you're coming back home in your body. That's the main message, is that it really feels like you're coming back home into your body, my pal ones. And I can't believe this reading's already, I can't believe 10 minutes has already passed, but we're going to pull out a couple therapet cards and close the reading off. So you have, just because you feel like trash doesn't mean you are trash. I think that's putting up that came up to really be you're throwing away anything that doesn't serve you anymore. You also have stopped calling yourself garbage. You're a blueberry fairy princess. You are amazing. Yeah, you're really stepping into a time where you're coming into this self-worth and you're really allowing yourself to enjoy the things that you love again, and you're spending the time to pour back into yourself other than pouring into others like you always do, because you have such a big heart. You're pouring back into yourself and giving that space and time you need for yourself to really love all the parts of you. The good, the bad, and the beautiful. Okay, that's all I have for you, my pile one beautiful souls. And I hope you have a wonderful day and your evening. Take care. Bye. Hi, my pile twos. If you've chosen this card, then this is your reading. So we're going to get your present energies from this card and then dive into the question of what are you letting go of? So you have the card Aventurine. So your current energies is that oh, okay, so you are in a very, very happy time right now. Usually Aventurine is used to give as a gift for people who are celebrating or who have a wedding or are just in a time of celebration. So it feels like you are in a stage where you're just kind of having fun. You're really having this enjoyable life. It feels like the continuation of pile ones, but once they step into this time of giving to themselves. So it really feels like you have this confidence and you you are just like this good luck charm, this good luck stone to everybody around you. So you might be feeling like when you go into like a shop or something and that shop is empty, all of a sudden, like 10, 20, 30 minutes later, when you're still in the store, like there's like a rush of people that come in, or like slowly like the store starts to fill up. Yeah. Or you might like be oh, sorry, I'm not sure why, but my camera keeps doing that. It keeps like cutting off after the first couple of minutes. I don't know. Anyways, so you also might be in a time where like you can notice that the people around you are really benefiting from your good energy. And by that I mean maybe they put in an application for this new car or something, and because you're around them, they get it. they get to have that, like, yeah, they get to have that car. It feels like you're someone who is just kind of good vibes all around. Yeah. Okay. So in terms of what you're letting go of, let's see. What are my pile number 2s letting go of at this time? What are my pile 2s letting go of at this time? What are my pile 2s and thank you. Yeah, Moon in Cancer, belonging, and sensitive, introspective phase. What are my pile number 2s letting go of? What are my pile number 2s letting go of? What are my, thank you. You have Sun in Gemini. Communication, home negotiation, and relationship skills. Yeah. It really does feel like, okay. So what you're letting go of, it really feels like you're letting go of the need to feel like you need to be in a certain relationship or in a certain community or in a certain group or a certain social status. It feels like you have all this happiness now because you're letting go of the worry and the stress of feeling like you need to belong somewhere, because you know you belong where you are, and you know who you are, and you know that you're meant to be where you're needed. And so you're having an easy time just kind of letting things pass. I'm so sorry for my stuff. Like I'm a little under the weather right now. I'm a little sick right now, but I really wanted to do these readings for my beautiful collective because I love you all so much. So yeah, apologies for my my tone and little sniffles. But yeah, right now it feels like what you're letting go of is this need to kind of put yourself in situation, especially in social situations where you're kind of exhausting yourself. It feels like you have to travel a lot. Maybe you have to go to a lot of parties, a lot of social events. Maybe you just have to be somewhere all the time. And you're kind of letting go of like having to do all of that. You're kind of in a phase where you're just like, oh, like I don't need to say yes all the time. I don't need to go to this event all the time. I don't need to go out all the time. You know, maybe you want a night in. Maybe you just want to have some you time, and you're really coming to that phase where you're like, yeah, I'm gonna take this night to just watch my favorite movie and have my favorite snack and just take this time of rest and rejuvenation. And I'll like put on my face mask and do my nails and just have some me time. That's how it feels. You have eclipse in Capricorn, reevaluate success, new direction, as well as sun in Capricorn. status. Work diligently towards your goals. So yeah, so what's coming for you after letting go of this stage of your life? It feels like you're just like my pal ones, you're pouring back into yourself, and you're pouring back into yourself in a way where you are redefining what means success in your life. So maybe you focused a lot on your relationships, and you had this idea of that to be successful is to have all these friendships or have these deep relationships or really pour into others. But it feels like now at this new stage is that you're kind of balancing it, so that it's not like you're completely letting go of like your friends or your loved ones. It's just kind of like you're taking the time and stepping back a little bit so that you have some more of you time. So you have some more time to think. You have some more time to really just be like, this is what I want in life. I want, like, don't get me wrong, relationships are so important, and we're social creatures, so it's really nice to have good relationships and keep that maintenance. But it also feels like you're at a time where you want success on your own terms, and you're coming into the stage of being able to be like this goat, being able to climb the mountain on your own. So other than like relying on your friends to go with you to eat or go to this new class or something like that, you're gonna be like, no, I'm just gonna do it by myself, you know? Say you wanted to take a dance class and you had a hard time doing it because none of your friends wanted to do it. You're gonna be like, no, I really wanna do this and I really wanna join this dance class, so I'm gonna go do it. And I see 222 on the clock. So this time for you is really about reevaluating and balancing your relationships and unifying the duality that happens with having these relationships, but also having you time, having time to care for what you love and what you need. It feels like you are putting in those boundaries. So it's like, it's not like you're completely cutting off like these relationships. It feels more like, oh, like I can only spend 30 minutes with this friend today instead of like the full day where I used to, because I need to work on my new book, or I want to go, or I have my dance class at this time. So you're really like putting in that boundary of, oh, like I can only spend this amount of time with this person because I have my own stuff to do, and that's perfectly okay, you know? And you're just kind of pouring back into yourself in regards to putting that new direction in what you want success in. So it feels like you're looking towards the future and being like, in the next 6 months, what do I want to accomplish? Do I want to be able to learn that new dance routine? Wow, I'm really going into that dance example hard. So love it for anyone who's taking a new dance class. Love it for you. But yeah, it's like in the next 6 months, I want to like really be able to perfect this new dance routine, or be able to have these array of dishes that I can cook, or have half my book done, like things like that, or like be able to harvest the fruits and vegetables that I've planted in my garden, like stuff like that. It feels like you're really planting the seeds of what you want to reap and sow in the future, and you're really taking the time to have that new direction of, other than spending your free time by just like calling someone or like filling in the space with a social aspect or being on social media, it feels like you're going to be pouring back into yourself. So that phone's gonna be down, and then you're gonna pick up that book, or that phone's gonna be down and you're gonna be dancing in front of that mirror. You know, it feels like you're really becoming present with yourself, and you're really becoming present with what you want to achieve in this part of your life, in this new chapter of your life. So when it comes to my pile twos, what are they letting go of? Oh, you have the Hierophant. That's how it definitely felt. And what do I mean by that? I mean, like, the Hierophant is usually indicative of, like, higher knowledge, but in a more societal sense, because the Hierophant deals with, like, churches. It deals, like, with bureaucratic systems and institutions. It deals with things that give someone a good structure, but in a more societal and a more community-based sense. So it feels like what you're letting go of is that need to follow societal expectations. Ooh, and you also have Wu Wei, which I love for you. Wu Wei is a part of this deck that is very special to this deck, and it comes from the Taoist religion of being able to flow and being able to go with the nature of what's going on around you. So with this Wu Wei, you're really learning how to allow yourself to get into your own habits, and you're doing it very gently. It feels like you are letting go of the stress of other people's, like, opinions of what you like, just like my pile ones, which we love. And you're coming into a place where you act in accordance with what your inner child, what your inner teenager, what your higher self wants. You know, you're really acting in line with the divine energies of what you find is successful. So whatever that means to you. So what else on my pile? Thank you. You have the Queen of Discs. Okay, thanks. And you also have the Sun, the Eight of Wands, the Two of Swords. Let's get one more card for you. Okay. And then you also have the Lovers. Okay. So yeah, so you're coming into this place of really mastering this harmony, this duality of being able to not be so, like, rigid and having to take care of others. It feels like, of course, you'll still have the friendship of others, and you'll still be able to bask in the glories that is your relationships, but it doesn't feel like you're, like, at someone's beck and call anymore. It doesn't feel like you're, like, replying as quickly as you might have in the past. So with this Eight of Wands in reverse, usually Eight of Wands upright is, like, quick communication. It feels like what you're letting go of is the need to feel like you need a reply, like, so fast. It feels like you, especially with this Two of Swords, it feels like you're someone who is taking the time to just kind of like sit with yourself and your energies, and to communicate in a way that's a lot more responsive than reactive, especially with the Lovers here. It feels like you're taking this choice to really step into this divine feminine energy of being allowed this higher guidance, this knowledge from the divine, this knowledge from your soul, from your inner self, whatever you resonate with. And you are really flowing with that intuition, and it's just gonna continue to make you happy. Like, having the aventurine crystal alongside with the sun really connotes this time of happiness for you, especially with the lovers too. It feels like what you're letting go of is this need to put others before yourself, but by setting in boundaries that are very, like, just very acceptable, very appropriate, you know? It's not like you're gonna uplift and uproot your whole life or anything. It doesn't feel like that, because you still have a lot of people in this, you know? It just feel like people are gonna respect your decisions more, especially with this lovers here. I would bring this closer to the camera, but like there's a bit of nudity in it, so like I'm just gonna leave it like this. So it feels like people are gonna respect your opinion to have this transformation and time for yourself, to have this phase of growth for yourself, to really be able to enjoy yourself. It feels like the people around you are going to be very supportive of what your next chapter is, of whatever you choose to do. You're gonna be like, yeah, sorry, I can't make it tonight. I'm going to my dance class. They're gonna be like, oh my god, I totally forgot. I hope you have such a great time at your dance class. Tell me all about it, like when you're done, or like the next day or something, you know? Like, your loved ones and your family are just gonna be there for you for all the new directions, all the new successes, all your new goals. They're gonna be very supportive, and they're gonna love that you're stepping into a phase where you're pouring back into yourself and the things that you love. They're gonna really love seeing you be in this space of true happiness and true alignment with yourself. It feels like there's like this inner joy and inner child that's just gonna beam and shine from you, and like your loved ones, your friends, your family, they're gonna really see it. They're gonna really be like, wow, well, this is so beautiful to see you so happy. I'm so glad that you're continuing to do this dance class. I'm so glad that you're allowing yourself to work hard in your garden, or take this art class, or work on your book, you know? It really feels like they're just gonna be so happy for you, and happy that you're in a space where you feel so good about yourself, you know? So if you needed a confirmation to take that new direction in your life in regards to doing that new thing that's super healthy for you and that really resonates with your soul, go do it, because this is your opportunity. And you have definitely the support of not only the divine, but your loved ones, your friends, your family members. So you have the card, you are going to get through this just fine. And I think that's so true. It's something that you know that you are going to. You also have, look at everything you have survived so far. You weren't defeated then, you won't be defeated now. Yeah, and it just feels like you're someone who knows that you're ready to take on this new challenge, and you're gonna do this in such a way where you're gonna see the success, and you're gonna have fun, and you're gonna enjoy what you're doing, and you're gonna work towards your goals just as amazingly as you do. So yeah, you got this. I am so excited for your new steps in this eclipse season, always this is a timeless reading, but we're drawing in the energies of the eclipse season. So I'm so glad that you're stepping into the things that you love and that you have a support system there for you to enjoy it and really be able to pour back into yourself like you have to others. So yeah. Thank you so much for listening. I love you so much. Thank you for all the wonderful support that you've given and allowing me to read for you today. I hope you have a great rest of your day, night, or evening. Take care, loves. Bye. Hi, my pile number 3s. If you've chosen this card, then this is your pile. So we are going to get into your present energies and then go right into the question of what am I letting go of. So presently, you have the energy of Sugilite or Shugalite. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce this. I'm so sorry if I pronounced it wrong. But that is the energy that you are exuding right now. So it's a very dreamy, psychedelic, extraterrestrial, kind of gives me very Piscean vibes, if I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. It feels like you're in a very spiritual energy. You're my spiritual babies. It feels like you're just like called to put your spiritual practice to another level, and you look at the unknown and you look at it as a fun new challenge, a new adventure. Yeah, it feels like you're someone who's done the work. You've done so much clearing out. You really delve deep into the dark nights of your soul, and you are just someone who can just take on any new things that come at you with this joy, this joie de vivre, this joy of life. You're just so excited and you have such a new fresh energy, and you're just we love. So that's presently, like, if that's how you're feeling, then this is your reading. So let's look at the things that you are letting go of at this time. So okay. We love. Okay, so you have Sun in Cancer, focus on your home and your love. You also have Sun in Pisces, align yourself with love and wisdom. So with the readings I've done so far, I've mainly had this side be what you're letting go of, and then this side be what you're like looking forward to. So as of right now, it feels like you've kind of created this home for yourself. I love that my piles just kind of blend into each other, because it feels like this is again the continuation of the last pile, but in the sense of you've found home, you've found what your hobbies are, you've found the things that you love and what makes you feel in your body and what makes you feel like you can nurture yourself. Especially with the Sun in Cancer, it really does feel like you're someone who has taken the time to really get to know themselves, so you know how you want to live, and what you're looking forward to now is being able to be aligned with yourself, with love and wisdom, and that higher purpose, that reason for existing, that thing that you can do to give back to others. That's how it feels. Because you've taken so much time for yourself. You've taken so much energy, and you've experienced so much for yourself that you're ready to go back out into the world and give yourself to others. You've poured a lot into yourself, and now your cup is overflowing and you just want to share the love. And we love that for you. Oh my god, it's very sweet. Okay, so you have Moon in Capricorn, accomplishment. Scale mountains to gain a sense of achievement. And that's what you've already done. You already have this sense of achievement because you've already gone through so much and you've accomplished so much. And you might be like, oh, but like I just went through the dark night of the soul. That is a lot to accomplish, my friend. And you know that. You know that it's not easy, that not a lot of people can look out themselves, look at what they've gone through, heal their inner child, heal their inner teenager, and really make friends with their demons. That's something that not a lot of people are willing to do, but you have, and that is such a huge accomplishment. So what are my pile 3s looking forward to? Oh, interesting. Moon in Gemini, indecision, should I stay or go? So weirdly enough, what you're looking forward to is being able to make new choices and have that choice of where to go in life, and to really choose what you're called to do, what your higher purpose is, what you feel like will give you a sense of waking up every morning and doing the thing you love, you know, of creating a community that really helps you dive back into the soul and why you love being here, you know. That's how it feels. Sorry, my camera was a little off there, so just wanted to move it a little bit. Okay, so what are my pile number, oh, thank you, 6 of Cups. What are, oh, thank you, Ace of Wands. You know, oh, 5 of Cups. I saw in one of my videos, like there's like, I watch this YouTuber called Frugal Aesthetics, I think that's what they're called, and he was saying like there are more like combinations in a 52 card deck than there are stars in the universe. And it's true, because if you do 52 times 51 times 49 times 48, like, then you'll get more combinations than you would stars in the universe. And so I think that's just here to say that there's only one you, and there's only one combination of you that's wanting to come out, and you're having such a fun time making that decision and making your way. I'm over here making your way downtown, walking fast. So faces fast and I'm homebound. Yeah, so it feels like you have that home within you, and since you have that home and that sense of home and that stability within yourself, it feels like you're so excited to travel and have these new adventures and have these new experiences. It feels like you're someone who's very, very up for the challenge, you know, and you understand that it's not that like it's all gonna be just love and light. You're here for the depth, and you're here for the darkness. You're here for the depth, and you're here for the soul retrieval, you know. You're here to dive into your Akashic records, and you're so excited to just get into the nitty-gritty parts of what it means to be human, and what it means to be alive, and what it means to be here on this earth at this time. And you're giving your all to whatever community or whatever experience that you want to set forth. Wow, that was a lot of channeling. So what are my pile number 3s letting go up? Thank you. I have the 8 of Swords, and you have the 9 of Swords in reverse. And if I can just have one more card, thank you. Yeah, you're very fluid. Like, you have the 6 of Wands, so victory. Sweet, sweet victory, yeah. Have you ever seen that SpongeBob episode where like they all are in a band and they like go play for like the for like real life people, and like they do the song Victory. It's really amazing. That's just the song I heard for you. So what you're letting go of, sorry for babbling on for so long, what you're letting go of is it's this, you're letting go of the dark night of the soul. It feels like you've kind of enjoyed being in it. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I feel that too. Like, sometimes you don't want to go into something, but like once you're in it, it's just like, oh, then you kind of like build your comfortable space, and then you're like, oh damn, now I have to move out and like rejoin all these things again and like reestablish myself again. And it feels like you're coming out of the time of being in a space where you're alone, where you're just focusing on yourself and your thoughts and giving back to yourself and your childhood self and growing your soul. It feels like that's an interesting thing to be letting go of. But with this is a timeless reading as always, but with this we're using the energies of this full moon eclipse in Libra in the sun sign of Aries in this equinox spring season. It feels like you have that energy. So it feels like you're letting go of the hyper independence that you once had, and now you're stepping into this interdependence with other people. So you're letting go of a time where you had this space for yourself and your thoughts, and you had this practice and routine of really being by yourself and being a hermit and being comfortable with your own self. Oh man, I swear this is my pile. Because I love being by myself. I'm a Virgo. I'm like a super hermit at heart. So I love being by myself, and I understand that like it's kind of nice to just be at home within yourself and to just take care of yourself. But it feels like, yeah, because this Ace of Wands feels like very individual, very like passion and growth for the individual. It feels like you're now stepping into this time of being able to kind of not know, you know, to kind of be able to make mistakes and be able to experience life, but then also experience the successes and the joys and the victories. It feels like you're coming to a time where you are being able to face your adversaries and face a lot of your friends and face a lot of the community that you once were a part of, but now you're like on the other side. So for example, I'm going to use myself as an example. I do what I do. I do my readings. I love doing these readings because for the last few years, the tarot community has, oh my god, I'm getting so emotional right now. Sorry. The tarot community has given me a home within myself. And there's been so many beautiful readers that have given me the space to emotionally process, to relax, to rest, to allow me to be myself, to give me this feeling of being able to be alone but have someone there supporting me. And so that's why I personally do my readings, because I want to give back to the beautiful community that's given to me. And so it feels like that's what you're like that's what you are too. Like I used to be a very silent supporter. I used to never comment. I would always like, but like I just watch the video, right? But now I'm being very active. It kind of I'm getting this YouTuber who used to be mute when she was a child, but now she's a content creator, and now she puts out songs and videos about her life, and she's very open. It feels like that. It feels like you had this resting period to be by yourself and to hone who you are and have this spiritual development, to take care of your emotional body, your mental well-being, as well as your physical self. And now you're in a space where you can like give back to others, and you really want to. It feels like you're in a space where you're letting go of the phase of your life that has kind of kept you in a hermit mode. You know, you might be someone who is more comfortable being introverted, and I see you and I am you. I feel that. But it feels like you're now so excited to be someone to just come into the unknown, you know? Usually the Eight of Swords is like, it's just really not about like, you know, paired with this indecision card, this Eight of Swords really feels like you're excited for the new unknown things happening. And whether that be experiences that are good or bad, like whatever happens, it feels like they are there to help put in discipline, to help balance you, to help put you in a space of creativity, put you in the space of routine, put you in the space of being able to experience all that life has to offer, you know? And it feels like you're someone who now has a good footing. It feels like you know how to choose your words carefully, and you know when to hold back and when to push forward, you know, because you know yourself so well, and you've studied yourself, and you've been with yourself so well. You know how to kind of navigate in spaces of community and help others do so too. It feels like you're stepping into this leadership role, into this community role, and you might not think of it as being a leadership role. You just might think of it as being someone who's a friend to all. You might be someone who's just being you because you know what it's like to be in others' positions. But that's kind of what being a leader is. You might be one of those more like silent leaders who has a lot of authority but doesn't really do it for the power. You do it for the love of others. You know, I'm getting very Jon Snow from Game of Thrones vibes, because people love you because you're someone who knows yourself, and you give back to others because others have given to you and you've already given to yourself. So you know what it's like to be on the other side, in the other position, and you're going into this space of being in your higher purpose and being in modes and in spaces that are a little bit more challenging, and you're excited for it. It's something that will give you so much success, so much victory, so much joy, and it'll really make you feel like you're doing what you're aligned with. You're doing what really calls to your soul, what really calls to the love and the wisdom that you really wanted in life, you know? You're coming into this very much this heart space where you can live from the heart and really enjoy yourself from the heart and pour into others like you have with yourself, and continually have that flow of energy and give yourself that love and nurturing, because you know how to do that. You always know how to come home. And so you're by stepping into your power and into places of being seen, it feels like you're allowing others to do the same as well. So you might be someone who's now like content creating, you know, you might be putting yourself online more and putting what you do and what you love online and showing people that it's okay to be themselves, because people will find themselves in you. They will find their sense of who they are and their community within what you do. And if it's not online, you might be joining like a physical like community space. You might be going out into clubs. You might be going out into institutions where you and your input is really valued. And by you showing up, you just give this whole new energy and this whole new vibrancy to this space. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna get a couple of therapist cards. Yeah, progress is progress, no matter how small. And you also have, the truth is you're far more capable than you feel. So yeah, I feel like this is going to be such a beautiful time for you. You're going to really have these new challenges, these new experiences, these new adventures for you to really step into experiencing all that life has to offer. And because you've done the work, you're going to always have this sense of home. You're always going to have the routines, you're going to have the rituals, the hobbies, the creature comforts to come back to whenever you feel fit. But you'll do it in a way where you balance that individuality with the space of being able to be in a community and give back to the community and really feel like what you're doing is not just for you, but it connects on something far beyond yourself. And it connects with your higher purpose. Yeah. You'll feel like your weave is a part of this huge blanket. And we love that for you, my pile number 3s. So thank you so much for joining me and allowing me to read for you. Thank you so much for being here and just being your amazing self. I am so excited for what's to come to you, and I'm so happy that you are moving forward from a space of being able to nurture yourself and take care of yourself into a space where you can connect with others and do the same. I love you so, so much. I hope you have a great rest of your day, night, or evening, and I hope you take care. Bye. Hi, Pal Force. If you've chosen this card, then this is your reading. So we're going to first get into your present energies and then dive straight right into the topic of what am I letting go of. So the card you've chosen is Jet. Claim your space. So right now, presently, you are in a very protective stance. You are someone who's, you're like my witchy pile, which we love. You're someone who is really clearing house, you're clearing space, you're not allowing anyone who gives you bad vibes to stay in your energy. It feels like you are someone who you're telling toxic energy, spirits, tensions to like peace out, to like not be in your space. It feels like you're someone who knows how to ground yourself, knows how to be with yourself. You probably already do tarot readings on yourself. This is just something for fun. You're my empaths as well. You're someone who knows and feels other people around you. You're my super sensitive, superpower type of people. And right now you're just going through this very interesting time of protecting yourself and protecting your space and making sure that the right energies are with you and the things that are not needed are vamoosed, like. So let's see what you're letting go of. So what are my pile fours letting go of at this time? What are my pile fours letting go of at this time? Divine Source, please give accurate, clear, compassionate, concise messages for my pile fours in regards to what they're letting go of at this time. Yeah, and it's interesting because it's taking a few shuffles to get here. And that means you're doing a really great job at just kind of protecting your space and protecting your energy, So what are my pile number fours letting go of at this time? Oh, okay. You have Moon and Aries. Courage, believe in yourself. What are my pile number fours letting go of during this time? Sun and Aries, a leap of faith, new beginnings. So usually with my piles, this side is the side of what I'm letting go of, and this is the side of what's to come, really, like what's like the new beginning, which is really interesting because you have new beginnings. And it's very interesting that it's Moon in Aries, Sun in Aries. You also have eclipse in Virgo, reorganization, choose duties and responsibilities carefully. And you also have Moon in Leo, heroism, let your inner hero out. I need a hero. Sorry, I just love that song so much. I use that song whenever I want to kill like creepers in Minecraft. Anyways, so when it comes to you, my dear pile fours, what you're letting go of is, it kind of feels like you're letting go of, like my pile threes, you're letting go of this hyper independence. And you're letting go of the need to be perfect, especially with this eclipse in Virgo. Virgo is the sign of perfectionism, and they do it because they know how to do it well. I am a Virgo, so shout out to all my Virgo babies. But that is something that you're letting go of. You're letting go of this need for perfectionism. You're letting go of this cocooning aspect, and it feels like you're letting go of having to shelter yourself so much. That's how it kind of feels. Because with this new beginnings and this heroism card, it feels like what's coming in is you being able to have the courage to take new steps, to be more initiative, to make these new beginnings, to have the wisdom and the playfulness, because we have these little dolphins here, which we love, to really be able to decipher and discern when you can make the first move. It feels like you're my pile that, oddly enough, is kind of the mirror to my pile ones, in the sense of you're someone who other than keeping to yourself a lot and like making excuses and like trying to like, because Virgo is also a sign of high anxiety, and anxiety is really fear of the unknown and fear of not being able to be in control as well. So it feels like you are really healing those aspects of yourself right now by either like going to a therapist, by being able to do somatic practices, by being able to physically touch yourself in soothing places, tap on yourself, give yourself that support. It feels like you are ready to make more leaps of faith and make more initiations and really be someone who you've always wanted to be in regards to putting yourself out there. Especially it feels like you have this new beginning of being able to connect with others other than just pouring into yourself, which we love for you, by the way. We love the fact that you've taken the time for yourself, but it feels like you're kind of softening your edges and you're allowing others in, and you're kind of coming into a time where you're not so, you don't feel like the world's out to get you anymore. It feels like you're coming into a space where you're allowing others to present themselves as who they are, and once they do, you make judgments and discernments on whether or not there's someone who's allowed in your life, you know? So it feels like what you're letting go of at this time is this hyper independence, is this need to be alone, is this need to be perfect and to cocoon yourself. It feels like, you know, I love that phase. Like, I love being in like a phase of hermit mode. I was telling pile threes this, that I absolutely just kind of love sticking to myself. But, you know, sometimes to experience the fullness in life, you need to put yourself out there. And it feels like with you, my pile fours, is that you are putting yourself out there. In this new stage of your life, once you let go of these things, it feels like you're going to be able to connect to others and connect with communities and be someone who really stands up for what's right, and be someone who really is there for someone when they're down. It feels like you're gonna come into very like big sister, big brother, auntie, uncle, in Filipino it's tito, tita energy, you know? It feels like you're gonna come into this very beautiful, very loving, very supportive energy. And it feels like you're gonna come out of a phase of like, I keep seeing this one witch from my subscriptions. Let me see if I can find her. 1 second. It's called the Witch of Wonderlust. Yeah, she's very amazing and beautiful, and like she gives very like auntie vibes, you know? Like it feels like you're coming into a space where you're able to connect, and if it's not with people, it might be with like a larger spiritual community, you know? You might be hanging around cemeteries a bit more, really practicing your mediumship. You're coming into a space where you're allowing yourself to be a bit more open, and you're doing it because you know, and you've done the work, because Virgos are hard workers, you know? You've done the work, and you've really done the courageous aspects of yourself of diving in to know what is appropriate and know what is good etiquette when it comes to opening yourselves up to a more spiritual practice. It feels like you have this very protective energy because you understand what it's like to not have a protection around you and to allow a lot of different energies into your space. So you know the dangers of that. So you really are someone who keeps your energy very cleansed, very hygienic, very well nurtured. So you're either someone who's going into a community with people or with more spiritual development, with spiritual practices, if you are so called to, if you are a medium. If you are more of a witchy type, you might be calling in your ancestors more, and you're really having those conversations and new beginnings, and it feels like you're someone who's like breaking ancestral patterns. You're breaking old belief systems. You're really transmuting the karma that has been on your lineage, and you're doing it with grace. You're doing it with compassion. You're doing it with kindness. You're doing it in a way where you've healed yourself, so you don't need to spew out negativity. You just kind of do it in a way where you recognize no one's perfect, and that everyone tried their best with the best situation that you have, and that you're in a position where you can take on these new challenges, these new beginnings, these new energies, because you know how to do the work. You know how to keep yourself and your space hygienically cleansed and cleared and beautiful. I'm getting like a Neutrogena ad play in my head. So it feels like you're someone who, again, knows how to do the daily work of making sure that you're protected and that you're safe. So that's why you're letting go of this more concealed energy that you've had in the past. It feels like you're stepping into this more known energy where you are allowing yourself to take on more things and to do more in regards to this community work, whether that be like in person or with the spiritual, with the etheric, you know? So in regards to my pal fours, what are they letting go of? What are my pal fours letting go of? Thank you. Two of Swords. What are my okay, the Fool. That's interesting. That's like a contrast. We'll see what happens. You have the Four of Discs. And you have the Ten of Discs. And if you're gonna have three more, okay, sweet. You have the Knight of Wands in reverse. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm so sorry about that. You have the Two of Discs. And if you're gonna have just one more card, thank you. And the Six of Discs in reverse. Okay. So what you're letting go of at this time is, yeah, okay, it feels like I'm hearing like the student has become the master. So you're someone who's like, you're letting go of this idea of not being good enough, if that makes sense. Like that also really ties in with this Virgo energy and this believe in yourself, Moon and Aries energy. It's like, it feels like you're letting go of the negative self-talk, the doubts, again, like the perfectionism that we were saying earlier. It feels like you're someone who is letting go of the idea that you don't know anything, because you do. You know so much. You've studied so much. And you've basically built this whole like home, this whole empire, this whole knowledge of wealth that you have at your beck and call, that you have in your tool set that you can use so that you're appropriately going about your new life, this new beginning, this new era for you in a way where it's very balanced, very harmonized, very well kept, very transformative. And it feels like you're not over giving. It feels like you're someone who knows when to give and knows when to receive and knows when to give back. It feels like you're someone who can recognize that you don't need to depend on others. You don't need to be in this state of stagnation or this state of worry over what's to come. It feels like you kind of, other than having so many things on your plate, it feels like you've let go of those worries and anxieties of not being good enough. That's what you're letting go of. You're letting go of feeling like you don't have enough tools, because you do, because you really do. And you have the key. You are the key. I just saw Wednesday Addams and that scene where like she's talking to her ancestors and her ancestor is like, you are the key. So that's how it feels like with you. It feels like you're someone who is the one to break these patterns. But again, you're only doing it in a way where it's consensual. If you don't want to do it, then don't. And you know that you don't have to do it. Like it's not something you need to do if that's not what you're called to. But you know that this new beginning is coming, and you have the discernment level to know what is something you can take on and what is something that you might leave for another day. You know, you have this very balanced energy of being able to recognize when you can pour into this community and when you can allow yourself to do this work, and when you need to pull back and then come back into a space of home, of being able to cleanse and protect yourself and have that spiritual hygiene to nurture yourself. If it especially this feels very witchy, because it feels like this is my pile that does work with the more etheric realms, and you recognize that not everybody in the etheric realms are there for love and light. Some of them are there for shadow work. Some of them are there like that. Again, this is not for fear mongering. This is just so that this is something you already recognize. So I know it's not for fear. This is just like recognizing that there are entities out there that aren't for someone's best and highest good. They are more there because they're stuck in that phase. And when you are so open, and when you do have a lot of awareness, you recognize that you have to keep that sacred. You have to keep that cleansed, and that you have the power, because I'm feeling very very powerful in my hands, like a very magician energy when it comes to my hands. It feels like you know how to hold space for yourself and for others, and to keep a healthy distance when you need to, but to also be in a space where you can extend and initiate outwards to practicing with new things, with new deities, with new entities, with your ancestors, with your angels, with your diamonds, like whatever you feel called to, that is what you're drawing in and what you're working with in order for you to come into a place of this new beginning. And what you're letting go of, because that's the main question here, you're letting go of this stage, like it feels like if you were like a baby witch, you're recognizing you're no longer a baby witch. You've kind of moved forward, and you're a practiced witch, you know, you're a seasoned witch. You know, if you're someone in a new community, it's like you're no longer the newbie, you're no longer the newcomer, you're someone who is established, you know, that's how it feels. And you're using that establishment in order for you to really reach out to others and help others and practice with others and have that transformative balance of the self and of others, you know? This is a time where it is a very interesting balancing act of being able to have the individuation that Aries does bring and that beautiful community and continuity of relationships that Libra brings. And you're really merging the two, and you're really coming into a space where you can have this beautiful life, especially this beautiful home life, where you feel very fulfilled, very stable, very foundationally set in a way where you are very protected with this 10 of discs, with this home that is up on the hills. It feels like you're very protected from anything that's to come, you know? And you know how to do that because you know. I mean, by that, like, you have the knowledge and the skill set and the tools to understand what you need and how to go about it. Yeah. So before I keep just blabbering on and saying the same thing that I have like throughout the whole thing, I'm going to end it here. I'm going to give you a couple of Therapet cards to close off the reading. Yeah. Life will always bend you, but trust me, you are too strong to break. I'm also getting that you can bend life itself. Like, you are very magician-like, you know? You don't have to be perfect to be lovable, man. I'm so glad that this card came out. It really like highlights that perfectionism that we were talking about earlier. So yeah, this is your reading, my pal number 4. Thank you so much for tuning in and allowing me to read for your beautiful soul. Again, remember that you are amazing and you have the right tool sets, and you are so much stronger than you were like even just yesterday. And yeah, you are perfectly imperfect the way you need to be. So again, thank you so much for your time and energy, and keep protecting yourself and giving you that space and self-care that you need in order for you to continue to be in spaces of community, whether that be in the physical or the etheric. Yeah, if you want to share your experiences down below, I'd love to hear. I love witchy people. They are so fabulous and so interesting. So yeah, if not, that is your choice, that is your decision. Like, no pressure or anything. But anyways, I hope you have a great rest of your day, night, or evening, and I hope you take care. Bye.